Hey everyone, Adrigats here and welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking gold making in WoW, and specifically I'm sharing some of my favorite tips that I've learned over the years. I think you'll actually benefit quite a lot from them, so yeah, do let me know by the end of this video. Did they help or did they not? Now, I'm not sitting on billions of gold, but I did manage to buy both Brutosaur mounts with in-game gold. So let's just say I have a few aces up my sleeve. I know what works and what's a total waste of time. If you are the kind of player who's already paying for your sub with tokens, then you're probably doing some of this already. However, in this video I'm going to show you how to take it to the next level, so you can not only cover your subscription, but also grab the next expansion, gear up your tunes, and even pick up some store items without having to spend any real money. If that sounds like the dream, well, grab a coffee and let's go! First of all, tip number 1 is add-ons. Yep, they're absolutely crucial if you're serious about making gold. They tell you what's profitable and what's not, saving you tons of guesswork. One of my personal favorites is Craft Sim. It's packed with useful tools like scanning your recipes to see which ones are actually making gold right now. From there, you can shift-click to add them to your crafting queue and instantly create a shopping list with Auctionator. And yeah, that means you actually have to go and download Auctionator as well. With both of these add-ons working together like a charm, you can grab all your mats and start crafting right away. Craft Sim even helps you with the profession spec trees. You can find a specific item that you want to craft and see if your tree is maxed out on that. It indicates where you need to put your points to get the most skill, multi-craft and other stats. Professions are definitely more fun since the Dragonflight revamp, but also they can feel, well, quite chaotic to say the least. This add-on is actually gonna help you focus on the right nodes and how to properly allocate your points. Another great thing about Craft Sim is that it helps you keep track of buffs, so you never forget one. Some professions like enchanting or blacksmithing have temporary buffs that boost your profession's stats. That translates to profit, and as a result, you should always want to keep them up. There are other buffs as well, like the Weaver's Prodigy, which increases your crafting speed. You get this buff by signing a contract with a Weaver in Ashkahed, and as long as you don't swap it for another faction, it stays for your entire warband. In a similar vein, you can grab files from the auction house that boost stats. Quick Hands increases your crafting speed, while Bountiful Seasons also boost your stats depending on the season. During winter, it's boosting resourcefulness and finesse in summer, so it's useful for both crafting and gathering professions. These little bonuses really add up and you definitely do not want to skip them. And that's just scratching the surface of what Craft Sim can actually do. If you'd like me to make a full breakdown video showing exactly how to use this add-on, let me know in the comments. Alrighty, now let's move on and talk about something most people overlook, and that's race bonuses. Yes, races do matter when it comes to professions. Lightforged Draenei get extra skill for blacksmithing, Blood Elves for enchanting, Nightborn for inscription, and if you wanna be real serious about alchemy, you cannot really beat goblins. These racial perks they provide can make a huge difference, and even sometimes allowing you to craft rank 3 items even with some rank 2 reagents. This is why I actually gave up on alchemy on my Tauren. As much as I love him, well, he's not a goblin. However, with the Legion remix coming in our way, I will probably level up in Goblin just to be ready for the next expansion. Now is a perfect time to plan ahead. If you are going to put time into professions, you might as well do it right. Speaking of doing things right, you should always get the blue quality profession tools and accessories as soon as possible. These are binds on pickup, so you'll have to craft them through the order system or just simply make them yourself without. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, Andre, I don't have enough Artisan's Acuity to be able to craft anything. And that's true, you do need more than 900 to get all the 3 tools and accessories, plus more if you wanna buy the recipes and generally the knowledge items. But don't worry, there is a way around that. I usually spread important professions across my alts, and one of them always has to be enchanting. Why? Well, because you can use it to farm Artisan's Acuity by disenchanting epic gear. And let me quickly walk you through the Acuity Shuffle method if this is your first time hearing about it. First, level up enchanting until 25 skill, because that's when you can complete your weekly enchanting quest. Then farm the 2 knowledge items that come from treasures, waxes and what have you, and after that you can start disenchanting purple gear. A great option is buying Dark Moon cards from the auction house because every time that you do disenchant one, you'll get a shimmering dust. This grants you a knowledge point until you catch up to the current cap, which is pretty high at this point in the expansion, and it also rewards 5 Artisan's Acuity. Keep doing this until you stockpile a ton of Acuity and be able to get all the blue profession tools and can afford all the knowledge books, recipes, etc. Essentially, what you're doing here is you are funneling all of that Acuity that you get from disenchanting into that second profession, the one you actually want to use for gold making. One thing to keep in mind here is that some professions actually need not 1 but 2 different tools to get the most out of crafting. You'll want one with multi-craft and another with resourcefulness, so having extra currency really comes in handy. Tailoring and inscription are some professions that come in mind. The great thing is that CraftSim can even automatically swap these tools based on which stat is most useful for the craft you're doing. Like I said, Artisan's Acuity is also really important for buying knowledge books, and if you are going for a profitable profession, you really want to get as many points as you can. I already have a full video on how to catch up on profession knowledge fast, so check that out next if you want to learn all the tips and tricks. One thing I didn't cover there is that with the new Courage Trust, you can now buy an ethereal tome for 10 extra knowledge points per profession. You can do that once you hit Renown 12 with them, and if you are also struggling a bit with the rep, I got you covered. I have a reputation guide for Courage Trust as well on my channel. Another thing worth mentioning here is that the embroider bags that you get from tailors are really useful. These give great bonuses for certain professions. And yeah, I do say certain because they are not really that useful for every single profession out there, but they might be worth checking out. For example, the tailoring bag gives you an extra spool every time that you unravel cloth, and that's really good. Blacksmithing and enchanting bags are also worth getting because they do actually boost profession buffs. Once again, you'll need Artisan's Acuity to get them, and these are crafted only through the order system. Speaking of crafting orders, I found it can be really profitable in certain cases. Take tailoring for example. I can craft the new fibers for the rishi wraps and make a little extra gold on top of that. You can grab the recipe for the quartermaster, and they're definitely worth it since you rarely have to provide any reagents yourself. Of course, some people will want them for free, so feel free to skip those orders, they're not worth your time. At the end of the day, you should always respect the effort you put into your profession. Now, before we move on, I'm really excited to share that Goldcapped has given me a 10% coupon code just for you. And some of you have already used it, so thank you so much for that. If this is your first time hearing about it though, let me explain how it works. Goldcapped is an amazing website that teaches you how to become a pro gold maker in WoW, whether you play retail, classic, or even Mists of Pandaria. But it's not just a guide site, it's a whole community of top-tier gold makers. They are the go-to spot for everything gold making, with cutting-edge guides on the best gold farms, flipping strategies, and gold making methods across all versions of the game. They are constantly updating their content, so you'll always have the latest methods at your fingertips. You can choose between a monthly or annual membership, and with my code AndriGats10, you'll get 10% off. So if you've ever wanted to learn how to make serious gold from real experts, well, now it's a great time to check it out. You'll find the link and all of the useful details down the description. Alrighty, now back to the video. I know I've been talking a lot about crafting because, well, in my honest opinion, it is the most profitable. But let's be real, you do need starting gold first. If you are starting from scratch, well, you can go with gathering. Herbalist and mining are solid choices, and if you can use a torrent druid to do that, well, that's the ultimate combo. But honestly, I started with an evoker, and I still made it through. Sure, gathering might not be the best gold per hour method, especially later in an expansion, but early on it's actually amazing. Everything sells high at the start of the expansion, And I mean, even if you do start now with all of the available catch-up knowledge, you can still get things going. And you can even find ways to make it even more profitable. For one, you can use a file of true sight so you can see hidden herbs and ores. And also you can grab some Darkmoon firewater to speed up your gathering speed. If you don't really enjoy gathering, well, you can opt in for transmog farms. Running gold raids for BOEs can also bring some extra gold. Honestly, there are so fun ways to make some extra bit of gold, like seriously, sky's the limit. What I'm doing right now is instead of 3 dailies in Hallowfall, they reward this bag that can drop a mount, but also they grant 642 eye-level BOEs. And let me tell you, they do sell really well on the auction house. People seem to really love the ethereal look, or I don't know, maybe they're just getting them for gearing alts. Whatever the reason, they do sell fast. And if you don't see them going at a decent price, well, you can check other realms too. Using your war bank, you can send these pieces across to, well, any realm and sell them there. I have tunes scattered across multiple servers, so I can always check their markets. Another easy way to make some gold fast that people swear by, I don't really do it, I'm lazy, it's clearing wall quests on your alts. Some of them give 800 gold for a quick minute of work, and don't forget the war bosses too. I mean, if you're not lazy like me, well, yeah, that's definitely some easy extra gold there. The final way I recommend for making easy gold is utilizing the call to arms in Raid Finder. Whenever your role is in demand, you get a bonus satchel that has augment runes and around 900 gold. Tanks and healer roles see this most often, so if you do play one, keep checking during the week. I mean, if you're planning to clear the LFR anyway, you might as well do it while getting the bonus loot as well. Now, these are just a few easy ways to make gold, and most of them I've been doing every expansion. Once you've built up some capital, you can start moving into bigger strategies, basically using gold to make even more gold. One great method is auction house flipping. Even though most items are region-wide now, there are still plenty that are server-specific. Things like mounts, pets, recipes, and gear can be bought on one server and sold on another for profit. Basically, anything that isn't a consumable or a common commodity has potential for flipping. Obviously, you do need to be aware of the market, so yeah, just keep checking the auction house. Crafting is another way to make huge amounts of gold, and honestly, it's how I made enough gold for my second Brutosaur. For example, I've been buying bismuth ore, turning that into core alloys and then into iron claw alloys. If you really want to maximize profit, always do check the price difference between rank 2s and rank 3s. Often, rank 2s are much cheaper and you can just convert them to rank 3s instead of buying them outright from the auction house. You'll need a miner for ores or a herbalist if you are doing this with herbs. And while it might sound like a bit of a hassle, it's these small optimizations that can make a huge difference in the long run. Now, if you're wondering how to figure out whether a final product is even worth crafting, well, CraftSim can help with that as well. It can easily do that by showing you the average profit. But here's the thing, those numbers aren't always accurate. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm almost 100% certain that CraftSim calculates profit based on buying reagents from the auction house. However, if you are buying raw mats and crafting your own intermediate reagents and turning those into the final product, well, your actual profit will be higher than what the add-on shows. In that case, you'll need to test it yourself and adjust the numbers using the override feature. And to give you a rough idea of how that process works, well, let's look at inscription. Take missives, for example. The more you branch out into your spec trees and work toward crafting the final product, missive in this case using reagents that you crafted yourself, that means inks and ciphers, well, the bigger your profit margin will be. Missives are not really worth much at the time of recording, but I'll use them to show you, well, the process and, well, who knows, they might become profitable again later. So say you buy 1000 Microbloom and 500 loot drop in rank 3. Well, I mean, you have to check. If rank 2s are cheaper, then maybe it's worth going into a herbalist and converting rank 2s into 3s. Then you mill those rank 3 herbs to pigments, which already saves you enough gold compared to buying pigments from the auction house. From there, you turn those pigments into inks, and using those inks, you craft ciphers. It goes without saying that you should have all the important nodes in your spec tree, and they have to be maxed out for this to work well. But if you are not sure where to invest points, again, CraftSim can help you by showing the best nodes to do that. Once you've got all of the reagents ready, you craft the missives. Every step you keep in-house instead of buying from the auction house does actually save you gold. And remember, with multi-craft procs and the extra reagents you'll get back from resourcefulness, well, your profit increases even more. It's not doubling down, it's actually multiplying. In the end, you'll make solid gold crafting the final product as long as it's selling at a decent price and also at a reasonable pace. You can use the TSM add-on to determine how fast items sell. The bigger the number, the better. And trust me, once you get into crafting chains and optimization, then gold really starts flowing. Before I wrap up, here's some more tips, quick tips. Always check the price before you post something on the auction house. Some players list extremely low to bait others into undercutting without looking. Don't fall for it. Adjust your posting duration too. If an item has heavy undercutting, well, post for 12 hours instead of 48 or 24, so you can repost later. Remember, longer listings means higher deposits, and if the item doesn't sell, you lose that deposit. Having all professions across your alts is a huge advantage, because you can craft everything yourself and avoid auction house costs. If you want to farm cloth solo, well, Darkflame Cleft is an excellent way to do that. By using followers, you can clear the first room and re-queue. You can do 10 runs per hour, and it's a quick gold farm if you're waiting around or have a little extra time to kill. I'll share a macro you can use to instantly leave and re-queue for faster runs. Sometimes, crafting intermediate products can actually be more profitable. Like for example, when I told before about the missives, well, they're not really worth for me to sell them because I bought loot drop when it was more expensive. So crafting missives is a no-no thing for me right now. So I do have to find alternatives. I'm actually making more gold with rank 2 inks instead. By using the override feature, I can set the exact prices and figure out how much I'm really making for each ink. And yeah, it is definitely worth it. At the end of the day, there are so many ways to make gold in WoW. The best method is the one you enjoy because that's the one you'll stick with. Personally, I get bored easily, so I rotate between 5 or 6 methods to keep things fresh, which is for the most part what I mentioned here. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all, guys. I hope these tips can actually help you out. If you've got any of your own, please share them down with us. I'd love to know what actually works for you. As always, thank you so much for sticking around until the very end, and make sure to drop a like if you have found this video helpful. Don't forget to subscribe for more WoW coverage and hit the bell to stay up to date. Good luck with whatever you're doing, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!